Good afternoon and welcome to the Asian Midday Market Watch, powered by Rajhi Bank Malaysia from their new offices in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Now, our guest today is Lee Kian Soon, CEO of Astral Asset Management in Singapore. Now, Kian Soon, great to have you on the show.
Good afternoon.
Now, before we get your insights, Kian Soon, let's take a look at how the cryptocurrency market is performing. Bitcoin is at 41,330. It's up 1.15%. Ethereum is at 3,086.39. It's up 1.31%. Now, if we look at regional stock markets, we're going to start with Singapore. Close to home, the SGX is at 3,330.24. It's up 0.7%. Now, looking across to the KLSC, it's at 1,594.25. It's up 0.83%. Shanghai is at 3,187.16. It's down 0.23%. ASX 200 is at 7,878.6. It's up 0.15%. The Nikkei is at 27,231.5. It's up 0.91%. The Hang Seng is at 21,161. It's up 0.65%. And rounding up the numbers, we've got the Kospi, which is at 2,722.43. It's up 0.13%. Now, Kian Soon, overall, markets are in positive territory. Tell us why.
I think after the sell-off in last couple of days, today we see a very green overall environment where most markets have actually rose. I think it's also a reflection of the market has been absorbing the couple of news with reference to interest rates hikes, with reference to geopolitical tensions, and today we see a much more stable performance.
But I want to zoom in on the Russian-Ukraine war because that's turning out to be a much more prolonged situation. So what are the implications then for markets for the rest of 2022?
I think from the initial shock and awe of a war actually breaking up, the market was very turbulent in the March trading weeks. Now, I think the market has more or less settled down and accepted that this event has happened. However, I think after we pass day 50 of the war, and it doesn't seem to be, have any kind of new developments with reference to peace talks or, either side, taking a step back. I think the overall environment is everybody is thinking, look, this war is going to be prolonged and the implications are as such. I think IMF has revised their economic forecast globally for the year 2022. It reference specifically that countries around the war zone areas will be very much impacted. Secondly, I'd like to highlight, and I've been pointing out, is the shortage of food supplies, specifically wheat, sunflower related products is going to be more prominent now because this war is going to go for the long run. And
and both of them, both Russia and Ukraine, are literally the breadbaskets of Europe.
Yes. And a lot of countries are dependent on bread as a staple. Probably not in Asia because our staple is rice. Many countries are dependent upon bread, and with rising prices is a problem. The planting seasons for sunflower seeds is actually now. And the planting season for wheat is actually in July and August. And this will all be affected. The harvest has already been affected. And if you think about how are they going to export out these products with the ports being affected by the war, is going to be a real challenge for food supplies.
So that's going to then, obviously, we've had a short-term spike already in food costs. So you look at maize, for example, maize costs are up 9% already in the last couple of days. So that's one of the things that's going to impact, I think, consumers around the world, isn't it? It's just really rising food prices on top of all the other inflationary pressures that we are facing right now.
Yes. The price spike you've seen is basically for the affected food like wheat, sunflower related maize products. But in the longer term, because of fertilizers prices shooting up the roof and is in short supply, we're going to see other food products being hit as well.
Now, Kian Soon, I want to move then closer to home to China. We've had spreading lockdowns in China. We obviously that's going to have a huge economic impact. Tell us a little bit on what your views are and what we should be watching out for.
I think the issue for China is it's hitting a perfect storm where you see more and more cities and more people being affected by the lockdowns. The original tactics that they use, which is a rapid lockdown and reopening in 7 to 10 days, with the COVID zero policy works. But as we have seen recently with Shanghai, this was a big challenge because Shanghai has been in lockdown for more than 21 or 28 days to 28 days already. So this is a big implications because with the Omicron variant, I think they are struggling to cope with the rapid spread of the virus. And the lockdowns are taking its toll, specifically on the economy of the various cities that are affected. And in the longer run, I think it will also exert its toll on global supplies as a lot of factories are not allowed to operate. And this would have ultimately cause a decline in economic activities.
Now, Kian Soon, as always, thank you very much for taking your time to be on the show.
Most welcome.
We've been speaking to Lee Kian Soon, CEO of Astral Asset Management in Singapore, on Biztech's Asian Midday Market Watch, powered by Rajhi Bank Malaysia. I'm Brian Fernandez. This video will be on our website, www.biztech.asia, as well as Rajhi Bank's social media platforms. Please like and subscribe to our various platforms. Thanks a lot for tuning in.